Episode 480 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic is live tonight, and we'll be talking all about AEW All in London, the biggest event in pro wrestling history, and also Impact Wrestling Emergence, right here, right now. 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Welcome, Wrestling Fanatics, to this special live episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Like I said in that little preview opening there, we'll be talking about the biggest pro wrestling event in history tonight. AEW All in London is now in the books. And also tonight, Impact Wrestling presented Emergence live from Toronto. And let's get into it right now, right here on 360 Wrestling Fanatic. We started off things at noon Eastern Time here in the United States with 0 hour just before All In, and we had a 0 hour panel with the remarkable Renee Paquette and Paul White. Also, the return of Anthony Go-Go. And I thought this was a pretty good, and also Kip Sabian was a part of the panel as well. I thought this was a pretty good panel for the 0 hour, I thought, and I wouldn't mind if AEW had this as a regular 0 hour panel to get ready on the pre-shows for every AEW pay-per-view. Normally, the last few pay-per-views anyway, it's been Renee Paquette with RJ City, who they did a good job, the two of them, but I think with Paul White and Kip Sabian, Anthony Go-Go, they did a good job. And 0 hour kicks off with the in-ring action. Anyway, we have the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match starting us off. And it is the defending Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Aussie Open, taking on the two men who will be in the main event for the AEW World Championship. But first, they are teaming together. MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, and Adam Cole, Bebe, the team known as Better Than You, Bebe. Really good match here, I thought. And at one time, to start things off, we have Aussie Open attacking MJF and Cole before the bell. And also one point in the match, MJF goes for the kangaroo kick, but does not connect. And this gets a big kangaroo chant from the crowd. Cole goes for a Panama Sunrise, and Fletcher counters that though, then gets a super kick. And Cole wants MJF at one time to do a dive, but he doesn't do it. And Aussie Open double teams Cole for a little bit. Then MJF comes in, hits the kangaroo kick. Then they both do the double clothesline on Kyle Fletcher for the win. And we have new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. 6 minutes, 59 seconds. Good match, I thought. Kind of kept short, but I didn't think it would be really that long anyway. I give it 3 out of 5 ring bells for this one. And I say for a pre-show match, it was really good. And next, the FTW Championship is on the line in an FT Rules match. Hook comes out first, and then we see the FTW champion, Jack Perry, make his way out in a limo. Hook meets him at the entrance. They begin fighting on the limo, and we even see Jack Perry do a rolling thunder onto the hood, and then Jack Perry ends up going through the windshield, not through it, but get slammed on it, I should say. And then at one point in the ring, Jack Perry even teases to go for the Van Terminator, but then he puts his middle fingers up. And Hook ends up getting the win with the Red Rum, 8 minutes, 25 seconds. Once again, to become the FTW champion. And Taz pointed out on commentary that this was the first time the FTW championship was defended outside of the United States. And those were the 2 matches that we had on the 0 hour. And now it is time for the main card, AEW, all in London, live from London, England, Wembley Stadium. Our commentators tonight, Excalibur, Taz, Nigel McGuinness, and would be joined by also Tony Schiavone for the first match, and good old JR Jim Ross would join the team during the show as well. And we kick things off with a match for the Real World's Championship, Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. These two start off strong, and they brawl on the floor. Joe puts Punk through the announce desk. Punk gets busted open. And this was definitely a hard-hitting match. And Punk definitely was not the favorite with this London crowd tonight. Joe was, I guess you could say, in the crowd's eyes anyway, the babyface here. And to finish these, Punk hit the Pepsi plunge from the top rope to get the win, 13 minutes, 59 seconds. I'd give this one 4 out of 5 ring bells. Really good opener, I thought. Still the Real World's champion, though, CM Punk. And next up, we have Bullet Club Gold teaming with Konosuke Takeshita to take on the Elite, Hangman Adam Page, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega. Really fun trios match here. I thought Takeshita gets the pin on Kenny Omega to score the win for his team. 20 minutes, 28 seconds. I say I have to go 3.5 out of 5 ring bells for this one. And the AEW World Tag Team Championships are on the line. The Young Bucks taking on FTR. Another fun match here. Really good tag team wrestling in this one. The rubber match, which you would expect it to be great with these two teams. We get a shatter machine, but only a 2 count. And then we get another shatter machine. Cash Wheeler pins Matt Jackson at 21 minutes 47 seconds. Great match here. I'd give it 4 out of 5 ring bells. And then post-match, FTR offers the handshakes to the Young Bucks, but they do not accept, showing disrespect to FTR. And next up is Stadium Stampede. This one was as wild and crazy as you would expect it to be. We had the Blackpool Combat Club, the Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Mike Santana, and Ortiz taking on the team of the AEW International Champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, Best Friends Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor, Penta Zero Miedo. I know I sound like a broken record, but this was definitely a fun match. Of course, all over the place. Eddie Kingston and Wheeler Yuta went up to the stands. Bloody, we get an appearance from Sue in the minivan, which Sue might have got one of the biggest chants of the day from the London crowd. And Jon Moxley brought out the skewers, but Penta countered it, and then Jon Moxley got them stuck in his head. And one point, Penta is hurt, taken out of the match, but only temporary. He returns as Penta Zero, the darker side of Penta. And Orange Cassidy scores the win for his team here, pinning the Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli at 21 minutes 6 seconds. Really good match. I'd give it 4 out of 5 ring bells. And like I've talked about this morning on Good Morning Wrestling Fans, was that this is actually the first Stadium Stampede that was actually with fans, and I thought it delivered. The AEW Women's Championship is on the line in a 4-way match. The champion Hikaru Shida defending against Saraya, who came out with her family, the Knights, Toni Storm, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Now, this one I thought was a really good match, and Saraya gets the win, winning the AEW Women's Championship in her home country. 8 minutes, 43 seconds. I give it 3.5 out of 5 ring bells, and they did kind of tease a little bit of problems between Toni Storm and Saraya, and at one point on the floor, Toni Storm had some problems with the family, and Sweet Saraya Knight almost jumped over the barricade, But we do have a new AEW Women's Champion in Saraya. All in London continues with the coffin match. We have Swerve Strickland with a live performance of his theme song, teaming with Christian Cage to take on the team of Sting, and Darby Allin. I really enjoyed this one, and to finish these, Darby Allin hit a coffin drop while Swerve is in the coffin, and they shut Swerve in at 15 minutes 30 seconds to win the match. I really enjoyed this one. Thought this was a fun, exciting match. 15 minutes 30 seconds. I give it 3.5 out of 5 ring bells. And next up, Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay. Of course, Fozzy was out to play Judas. Chris Jericho sang his own theme song for the entrance. That was a nice touch. I thought these two had a good match. Worked well together. Ospreay got the win. 14 minutes, 46 seconds. And next up, the AEW Trios Championships are on the line. The House of Black taking on the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. And what was really nice here, the House of Black, for their entrance, came out with a lantern as a tribute to Bray Wyatt. Good match. We have a pin here. All three members, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Billy Gunn, getting the pin. 10 minutes 2 seconds. 3 out of 5 ring bells. Really good match. When we have new AEW Trios Champions, the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. And the main event of All in London for the AEW World Championship, MJF versus Adam Cole. And in the beginning here, we kind of see Cole working as the heel, actually, and then they both put on the Better Than You Baby shirts, and Cole goes for the Panama Sunrise, but then MJF rolls out the ring, and at one point on the floor, he clears the announce desk, goes for a tombstone, but then he stops, and then Cole counters, and he actually does hit the tombstone on the desk and get back in the ring. They go for the double clothesline. They hit it. Both men are covering each other at the same time. The referee counts 3. And it's a draw. And almost just like the first match they had that ended in a time limit draw. Cole asked for 5 minutes. And MJF said no. But this time it was because 5 minutes isn't long enough. There must be a winner. The match restarts. And Cole goes for the Panama Sunrise on the floor. And then get back in the ring, goes for another one. But then MJF puts Bryce Remsburg in the way. He goes for the Dynamite Diamond ring, but puts it back in his trunks, does not use it. And at this time, Roderick Strong comes out of nowhere, hits MJF with a low blow. Cole hits a Panama Sunrise. Strong throws the title in the ring. He tells Cole, "I'm your best friend." He tells him to use it. Cole throws the title out of the ring. MJF hits a roll-up. 27 minutes, 34 seconds to get the win and retain the title. And after MJF actually tries to cheer up his partner Adam Cole here, giving him the tag team titles, and Cole acts like he doesn't want it. So MJF gets upset here and says he'll even give him the world title, and he turns around for Adam Cole to hit him, but he throws the title down, and then they hug it out to celebrate. And then the Better Than You Baby music plays, and then we see on the bottom of the screen that already being announced next year, August 25th, once again, all in London from Wembley Stadium. So that was AEW, all in London. And I almost forgot again, the main event, MJF and Adam Cole. I'd have to give that 5 out of 5 ring bells. I thought it was a great match. I thought the two guys told a great story in this one. And it was a really great match from these two. MJF still AEW World Champion. And as far as a whole show goes, I'd have to give it 9.5 out of 10 ring bells. Definitely could be show of the year as of right now, in my opinion anyway. And let me know what you thought. Leave your feedback for All in London in the comment section, either right here on Spreaker or YouTube or whichever podcast app or website you listen to on. And tonight was also Impact Wrestling Emergence on Impact Plus. I got just maybe about 10 minutes late. I got home. Didn't miss too much though. We had Cody Deaner, or just Deaner now, with Khan in his corner taking on Eric Young. Young gets the win here. A lot of weapons involved in this one. Really good match though, or what I seen of it anyway. Since I didn't see the whole match, I'm not going to do a rating. It did look very good though. And the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships are on the line. Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans, the Shaw Taraj, the Death Dolls, Jessica Havoc and Courtney Rush, and the team of was supposed to be the Coven, but Taylor Wilde not able to compete, so Santino Marella, the Director of Authority, has Jody Threat as Kylie King's partner tonight, and the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions, MK Ultra. Fun match here. It is MK Ultra, Masha Slamovich, and Killer Kelly retaining the Knockouts Tag Team titles. The Impact Wrestling Digital Media Championship, Johnny Swinger challenging, taking on the champion Kenny King. Pretty fun match, and Kenny King gets the win. I'd say 2.5 out of 5 ring bells. The Impact World Tag Team Championships are on the line. The Rascals vs. Subculture. Good tag team match here. Rascals get the win to win the tag team titles. Was a little disappointed that they took the titles off Subculture though. I'd say 3.5 out of 5 ring bells. And then we had the back to school match. Eddie Edwards versus Frankie Kazarian, which took place at the Killer Kowalski Wrestling School. Kind of almost a cinematic match, kinda. And Alicia Edwards gets involved. Edwards picks up the win. Then after the match, Kazarian, looking frustrated, goes to the back of the school, looks at pictures of Killer Kowalski, and then Alicia attacks Kazarian from behind with a kendo stick, and then Eddie Edwards breaks a picture that was given to him by Killer Kowalski that was signed, breaks it over his head, and some music plays as Kazarian lays there. And before the match, actually, this was pretty neat with the music playing, and we see both of them enter the school, and we hear some audio clips of Killer Kowalski. I thought it was different, but I thought it was well done. I enjoyed it. And next up we have the IWGP World Championship without his title, Sonata. The title was stolen by Evil, but he did come out wearing an outfit that was worn by his mentor, the Great Muta. He takes on Jake Something. These two actually had, I thought, a pretty good match. Sonata gets the win. I'd say 3.5 out of 5 ring bells. And next up is the 8-man tag. Bully Ray, the Impact X Division champion Leo Rush, and the most professional wrestling gods Brian Myers and Moose take on the Motor City Machine Guns, the Impact World Champion Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, Kushida and Josh Alexander. This one got pretty wild and crazy. PCO made an appearance, chased Bully Ray to the back, but then in the ring there seems to be some problems between Alexander and Shelley. Shelley walks up the ramp. Moose is able to pin Josh Alexander, and Shelley just stands there, doesn't make a save or anything. And next we get a video for the next Impact Plus special, Victory Road, in September, which will feature the return of former Knockouts champion Jordan Grace. And now it's time for the main event of Emergence for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship. The rematch, Deonna Purrazzo challenging the champion Trinity. Great match. I thought these two impressed once again. I really like these two together. I think they have great chemistry. Trinity gets the win via submission with the Starstruck to retain. They show respect after the match, shake hands, and as our Emergence is going off the air, we get a video, and it is announced that Will Ospreay will be returning to Impact at Bound for Glory. And that was Impact Wrestling Emergence. Really good show tonight. And it definitely did not have a lot of attention, of course, with All In taking place earlier today. But I thought it was a very good show. And if you did not see Emergence tonight, I definitely recommend you check out the replay either on Impact Plus or Fight TV or YouTube for the Ultimate Insiders. Really good show. So we had, I thought, a great day of pro wrestling. All in London made history. And then Emergence was a really good show as well. I did not have a chance, though, to check out the All In Media Scrum. I'll have to check that out either tonight or tomorrow. And that's all for this episode, this special live episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 480. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you are listening live or if you listen to the podcast version later, thank you very much. And hope to be back tomorrow night for 360 Wrestling Fanatic, talking about Monday Night Raw. But first, we'll have the Monday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans tomorrow morning. Once again, thank you. Hope everyone enjoyed this great pro wrestling day. We had All In London and Impact's Emergence. Until tomorrow morning, for Good Morning Wrestling Fans, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.